Hey, Magnificum, what's hanging? I mean, aside from you, obviously. I just came here to visit my favorite prisoner, Mercutio. Sup, Mercutio?
Yo, Val, what up?
Who just so happens to be next to my least favorite prisoner. That's you. I hate you. Feeling totally returned.
So, has the little girl's kingdom crumbled already?
I mean, why would it? Ashen Sara granting everyone's wish, everyone's happy, and nothing can go wrong.
Just wait until someone wishes for mass genocide.
Why would anyone wish for that? Are you gonna wish for that?
What? No, I'm not.
Hey, Star, we got a wish to grant!
What? No, I'm not wishing for mass genocide.
Oops, false alarm.
Are you seriously gonna do this to me? After all I've done for you? I let you live here for free, and I didn't even charge you rent.
Yo, those were the two things I missed from when you were in charge.
I devoted my life to helping you. Gave you everything you could have possibly asked for. And this is the thanks I get?
Well, you should have thought of that before you decided to not grant some wishes.
I wish someone made you realize how stupid you sound when you talk. So what I want you to do is convince him to get me for his... Beetlejuice? 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 Why don't we? I got you something. What are we? Oh, no. Why? Out of all places, I could have been summoned in Storybrooke, Gravity Falls, the Boiling Isles. I would have easily taken Gotham City. But nope. I had to end up in Rosas with Goat Boy, Chris Pine, Luma Ripoff, and Mercutio from Romeo and Juliet sealed with a kiss. For some reason. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few Capulets. Yes, you can. But whatever, it's not important. You deserve to die. Hey, come on, don't say that. If they die, they come to me in the netherworld. I don't want to deal with them. You don't understand. This movie broke me beyond anyone's comprehension. You hear that, you fiend? I'll have you know that I have a full script based around how much you suck. Wait, a script? Yeah, I make videos where I review movies, and I was gonna make one on Disney's Wish, along with a couple others we're still working on.
Let me guess, is the next one gonna be titled The Matrix is Gross? Cause that's a title almost as embarrassing as Wish is Gross.
Actually, it's called Why Wish Feels Like an Insult. Cause it feels like an insult.
An insult? Okay, is the next one gonna be called Why the Matrix Feels Like an Insult? Cause that's just what I wanted!
Oh, come on! I mean, I admit some parts are a bit confusing, but you can't tell me Agent Smith isn't one dope motherfucker. No, not The Matrix, I love the film. I was talking about the other one, the one about Wish. Oh yeah, that sucks.
Listen, kid, you think you can make the video right here, right now, in front of this thing?
Yeah, I guess.
Great! That means so much you don't even know. Do it. Show this animal just how much he sucks. Just how insulting he is.
Okay, fine. BJ, I know what we're gonna do today. Grab the camera, we have a review to make. Walt Disney Animation Studio. We all know them, and I'm sure most of us still loves them. I'm saying most of us because a lot of people are starting to turn on them for one of two reasons. One, they're often associated with the larger Disney company and they're causing Zionism, homophobia, and corporate greed. But number two, and probably the most prominent issues, is that a lot of people seem to think that they've fallen off. I don't consider this to be entirely true. I mean, yes, a lot of their more recent films were not so great, but if Encanto and Zootopia 2 taught us anything, is that they still know how to make good-ass films. And it's not like this is the first time Disney had a fallout. The 2000s were not so good to the mouse. So yeah, I'm still very supportive of Disney, the animation studio, and not Disney, the megacorp. And I still totally believe that they can easily make a comeback and be once again the studio that entertained us and kept us dreaming for over 100 years. But I get why some people have trouble believing that when said 100 years were celebrated like this.
With unsanded mahogany.
Oh, good find, Valentino.
My butt found it.
Which is not a good anniversary movie. It's one of the most bafflingly misguided calculations I've ever seen. Awful songs, terrible plot, that looks so bad it feels AI generated. It's so easy to just point and laugh at this movie. And that's exactly why we're doing it. Today we're gonna talk about Wish and all of its daring flaws. Just so I can give you a little appetizer while I'm busy preparing the main course that consists of ranking every song in the Eleverse. Let's be honest, 62 ingredients of a main course means there's gonna be a lot of appetizers. And I was kinda skeptical on this being the first one, because this film has already been made fun of to death. We already know why it's shit. But then again, I can possibly miss my chance of joining the Wish takedown. And besides, now I even have a reason to do it, to show this fucking thing how stuff actually works.
And so far, you're failing spectacularly.
Wow, I guess your intellect is the same as your voice. God, who knew it could be this low?
Hey!
Anyway, I'm off to get you-know-who for your you-know-what. He's not Voldemort, you can say his name. Yeah, but what's the suspense? You wanna keep the viewers on edge, don't you? Oh, what, 50 of them? Those 50 won't come back if you don't give them a reason to. And if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go get the reason. TTFN, tata for now! Fine, let's just get this going. Time to recap through all of Wish and see why it almost feels insulting. The film begins with a book, written by ChatGPT.
Who believed there was nothing more important than a wish.
Wow, that line sucks.
Not just any wish, of course. The one that drives your heart.
And that's even worse, who wrote this shit? Rosas is not renowned for its writing. Yeah, I can tell. So this guy, Magnifico, believed that there was nothing more important than a wish. Whatever the hell that means. And after we witnessed the terrible event that we know nothing about, he decided to learn how to do magic so he can grant people's wishes. Then he used his phenomenal cosmic powers to build a whole new kingdom with his wife and he later called Rosas. A kingdom where everyone could live there for free, and all they had to give Magnifico was their deepest wish, in hopes that one day, that wish could finally be granted. And after that's dealt with, we finally meet our heroes, Asha, her grandpa, and Valentino. No, not the Hazbin Hotel Valentino. Oh, trust me, you're gonna wish it was him. Oh, Boxy, you're not here, what the fuck? Yeah, can you bring the other guy, please?
A TV just French kissed me.
Ha, deserved. So we learned that Asha's grandpa just turned 100 years old, and that King Magnifico holds a wishing ceremony once every month. And this month he's holding it exactly on the day of the grandpa's birthday, today. Don't get your hopes up, his wish is really stupid. It is stupid! It is stupid! And let's not forget, it's stupid! Then Asha goes away to tour guide a bunch of people to Rosas. Why? It's not like it's her job. Later we find out that she's actually applying to be Magnifico's apprentice. So did she randomly stop to show these peeps speak around? Was there no one more qualified to do that? Oh, but you see, if Asha didn't stop to bother these strangers, we wouldn't have the song about Rosas. Oh yeah, this is a musical. I tend to forget that since the songs aren't really good. This one is definitely the least offensive of the bunch, but that's mostly because the other songs are pure evil incarnate. Also, it does highlight a huge problem with the film in general. Nothing interesting is going on here. The song is supposed to be a way to sing the praises of the city of Rosas, a place that's supposedly full of life and wonder, but in practice it's just a bunch of nothing. Just listen to the song. Oh, by the way, to avoid copyright, I'm gonna sing the songs myself. And in order to make them interesting, I'm gonna do it as Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald? There's no other place as full of surprise when your dreams and your reality can collide.
With a setup like that, you'd expect her to go on about all the dreams that can collide with reality. Talk about no poverty, flying cars, the most magical things you can think of. And they're all in this small village ruled by a powerful wizard. But no, instead we have people dancing, people with long hair, people who can do acrobats, people that can carve wood. Okay, can you show us something that isn't just people that can do shit? Even the wishes themselves are really bland and uninspired. Like, I know we haven't gotten to that part yet, but I still really need to talk about them, cause some of these are just absurd. This woman wants to play the violin. This one wants to drive a boat. This guy's wish is literally to hug his son. You don't need the wizard to tell you how to do it, just go to your son and hug him. It's not that hard.
Well, you know that's what his wish is. Maybe his son is gay and the dad just wanted to straighten him out so he can love him again.
Magnifico?
No, don't worry, that didn't happen. That would be a new low even for Disney.
The problem is that the film is too afraid to dream big. There's barely anything creative about this magical town that, again, is supposed to be filled with wonders beyond your comprehension. It's just unimaginative and bland to the core, which is not a thing you'd want to associate with your 100-year anniversary film. Oh well, what else does this song introduce? Jack shit! Everything else she stated is stuff we already knew from before about how Magnifico built this place and the wishing ceremony and yada yada. I guess we learned that Magnifico is hot? That's pretty much it. This song sucks and it's somehow not even the worst one.
Congratulations, you're a failure.
So after that terrible musical number and apparently learning from a random bystander that once you make your wish you forget it, which is which just feels like something they should have said in the song, but sure, whatever. Asha goes to talk to her best friend, Willow from the Howl House. Okay, it's obviously not her, but come on, the resemblance is uncanny. So uncanny in fact that I'm just gonna call her that, because I forgot what her actual name is. Yeah, it turns out the problem with Landis translates to the character as well. Not just Willow over here, but even Asha, the freaking main character, is just the most boring protagonist they could have ever made. Compare this to a movie like Tangled, where even the background characters have distinct personalities and are just way more memorable in general. It's crazy how the main character for Disney's anniversary movie is somehow less interesting than Toll, who'd like to quit and be a florist, and Gunter, who does interior design. Her flatness boils down to her very personality. She tries so hard to be adorable, but it just ends up falling flat on her face. Okay, this is probably the part where most people will tune out, but it's time to talk about Aspen Hotel. Honestly, the mere thought of these things having any correlation is pretty ridiculous. But as the self-proclaimed #1 Charlie Morningstar defender, I just have to talk about the character that represents adorableness. I mean, apart from Luz, but people already love her. What should I defend her from? Homophobes? They already got to her! Huh. Yeah, they did. I missed this show. Anyway, Charlie works because being adorable is not all she has. Far from it, she has depth, ambition, and a personality other than she's so quirky, love her. She does have plenty of moments like that, but they only work because it's not the only punch they pull with her. They also show her being compassionate and sometimes stubborn, but she means well. While Asha doesn't have any depth, any personality other than whatever this is, and in all feels like a background detail in her own movie. While we're on the subject of Charlie, I want to use her to talk about another problem Asha has that many people tend to overlook. You wanna know why I became the #1 Charlie Morningstar defender?
Nobody wants to know that.
Yeah, for once I agree this is useless. Look guys, the video's not gonna keep going unless you make it keep going.
Fair enough. Go on.
Thank you. Now, as I was saying, you wanna know why I became the #1 Charlie Morningstar defender? Is because I found it to be insane that she's held at gunpoint for something that makes her interesting in the first place. Character flaws. Charlie is flawed, sure. She's really stubborn, trusts the wrong people way too much after to her own demise, and constantly ignores the ones who are trying to help her. But that's the point. Flaws are what makes us sympathize with a character, what makes them unique, and what makes us rejoice when they learn to get over said flaws. That's not just true for Charlie, the same logic can and must be applied to every main character you can think of. For example, Alice Swan from Once Upon a Time is strong, determined, and badass, but also has immense trust issues due to her past. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is powerful, tough, and always ready to do the right thing, but often can be hot-headed, single-minded, and believes that she can do everything herself because she is the almighty chosen one. Luz is kind, cheerful, and curious, but also really stubborn and trusts the wrong people way too much, often to her own demise. Wait, that's the same thing as Charlie, why isn't she at gunpoint? As you can see, flaws are necessary to make the character likable. Without them, we're just wondering, what's the point of watching this? There's no reason to keep following this character if they start off perfect. Why am I saying this? Because there's no reason to follow Asha since she starts off perfect. No flaws, no character, no nothing. The only thing that even comes close to being negative is that, as Willow puts it, she cares too much. Which is not a flaw and it's basically all there is to her name.
Why, don't be ridiculous. Asha has lots of flaws.
Really? Name 3.
The custody she has for us is too much. She has an amount of supervision that some might say is excessive. And she doth have much tenderness.
Okay, you just said the same thing 3 times with more complex words.
Did I? Or did I utter the selfsome word thrice told her with more couch conceits?
Make her stretches bermitch thy eyes, and gnaw upon thy putrid soul. After a bit of exposition and finding out that Asha has an interview with Magnifico to become his apprentice, we learn that through Willow saying that out loud with barely any prompting and no one to listen except for Asha who already knows, we come to meet our friends, who are the biggest cast of cardboard cutouts there is. 7 characters and not a single memorable trait. I'm just gonna give them all fake names like I did with Willow. This guy's gonna be Perito because they're both voiced by Harvey Gillum. This girl is gonna be Jason Voorhees because her only personality trait is that she appears behind people. This guy's gonna be Colonel Sanders because his only personality trait is that he likes chicken. This guy is Shaggy because something about his hair reminds me of him. And this girl is gonna be Game & Watch because they're both black and 2-dimensional. Okay, that might be a little racist, but I have nothing else to work with. I seriously forgot Drury was one of the dwarves. But what about this guy? Oh, he's gonna be Logan Paul. Why? You'll see at the end. After the Lost Boys eat Willow's cookies without permission, Perito suggests that the only reason Asha is trying to apply to become Magnifico's apprentice is because she wants his grandpa's wish to be granted. He also tells us that Logan Paul is, and I quote, boring. Keep that in mind, it's gonna be useful. Anyway, the Queen calls Asha for the interview as we move on to the next chapter. After a useless conversation between Asha and the Queen about her being a really good person, because, you know, of course she is, Asha enters the King's room to meet Magnifico. I think the reason Magnifico has this much of a bad reputation is because of how he was marketed. Before the movie was released, he was introduced as a villain. More than that, he was introduced as the grand return of pure evil villains. After years of twists, misunderstandings, twisted misunderstandings, or just flat out nothing at all, Magnifico was pitched to us as the long-awaited comeback of villains in the same vein of Scar, Ursula, Maleficent, Jafar, Frollo, Cruella, all the great bads that made us fall in love with the concept of villainy. Literally, the last time we had that kind of villain was in Wreck-It Ralph with King Candy. And he's great, don't get me wrong, but he's also from 2012, the villain lovers are starving in here. And after months of Disney hyping Magnifico up to be the first pure evil villain in centuries, when he turns out to be just a nice guy who's only evil because he opened a book that forced him to destroy people's wishes, we were a little disappointed, to say the least. So yeah, as a villain, he's pretty terrible. But when you remove the label that Disney executives decided to slap on his face, he still kinda sucks, but he's also the only character I feel any sympathy for. Thank you. Don't mention it. Magnifico is impressed by Asha's kindness and lack of personality, so much so that she even introduced her to the wishes, represented by these mesmerizing floating blue orbs that kinda remind me of that one Tom Sawyer sketch.
You see, people think wishes are just ideas. But no, they are a part of your heart.
Ah. Huh? I have no idea myself, honestly. Asha and Magnifico are enchanted by these orbs. They fill the room with so much joy and passion that they start singing a duet. Not even a duet about the wishes, this is clearly a love song that they repurposed to whatever this is. Why? After living with crazy people most of your life, you become crazy too. Oh, sorry to hear that. Nah, it's okay, got used to it. Okay, time to break character for a while and talk about the actual reason for this duet. Which, I'm actually sure you already know at this point. This was written for a completely different story. Originally, this film was going to be a love story between Asha and the star, who was actually a shapeshifter and could morph into a human. Movie pitch that was honestly way more interesting than the one we actually got. Anyway, this song was basically the movie's version of A Whole New World, I See the Light, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? You get it, a lover's ballad. But then the movie was completely rewritten, and all that was left was this song. They still wanted to do something with it, so they randomly slapped it in this scene for no reason. Yeah, I don't think I have to tell you how dumb that is. But the truth is, once we remove the context surrounding this song, it's honestly not bad. Okay, there are also a couple of lines that feel like they were written by Yoda. Leave you here, I don't wanna. They'll just know I haven't. But other than that, it's pretty solid. I'd even go as far to say that it's the only good song in the movie. It has a nice melody to it. Chris Pine and Ariana DeBose do a good job with the vocal performance. I mean, it's not great, but compared to everything else in this movie, it's a fucking apparition. So yeah, props to At All Costs for being the only song in the movie that I actually liked. Kinda sad that the best song in the movie was a leftover from when it was actually good. Hey, we also find out what the Grandpa's wish is. It's to inspire people by playing the lute. That's it. It's literally to play the lute to inspire people. Did you seriously need the wizard to give you instructions? Just go grab the lute and play it. This is the most fundamental part of the movie. Please give us more than just playing the goddamn lute. Inspiring people is technically something more than playing the lute. I wish you got sacrificed into an active volcano. Wasn't this whole thing to, like, lecture him? Wish him back next chapter. All hail a new sacrifice for the gods! All hail a new sacrifice for the gods! You can go away now, Melman. The gods are more partial to goats than they are to giraffes. Asha asks Magnifico if he can grant the Grandpa's unique and tonally inspired wish. Magnifico takes a look at it before eventually refusing the offer. He says that it's too vague and it could potentially be dangerous to Rosa since it didn't really clarify what the Grandpa wants to inspire people to do, and for all we know it could be a revolt. Through that revelation, we found out that Magnifico doesn't plan to grant every single wish in Rosa's. Some of them are, according to Magnifico, either too dangerous or too abstract. And with that, we can't help but look at the screen in shock, as the true villain of the film finally shows its colors. No, not Magnifico. Asha. Asha is dumbfounded by that discovery. She throws a crying fit and yells at the king for his action, claiming that he's doing the people of Rosas wrong with this decision. Even though, 1, the people of Rosas are perfectly happy and content with their lives, wish or no wish, and 2, granting every wish sounds good on paper, but... No, actually, it doesn't even sound good on paper, but in practice it's even worse. All it takes is one twisted individual to wish upon the death of millions, and that wish shall be granted. Or what about a wish that sounds like a great deal at first, but later becomes annoying, like the Hand of Midas? Have you ever seen Bruce Almighty? Remember the scene where everyone wished to win the lottery, and since Bruce was a lazy bum, he just made everyone happy and caused a riot when billions of people won the lottery at the same time? What if something like that happens? Then what? Believe it or not, the list of things that could happen by granting everyone's wishes is a lot longer than that. In fact, the things I just said are barely scratching the surface. But no, the idea that some people out there are not getting their wish granted, blasphemous. Asha could not stand it in the least. But you see, when I said Asha didn't have any flaws, I was kinda lying. The truth is, she doesn't have any flaws that the writers wanna acknowledge. Asha is seen as a good guy for stepping up to the king and cry about the wishes that are not being granted. Not only that, they tried to paint Magnifico as a ruthless tyrant with some half-assed I decide what everyone deserves line, which is supposed to make him feel like a power-hungry force of evil, but instead it just feels forced and irrelevant to everything that was shown earlier. He just seemed like a nice guy who didn't want to see his kingdom go up in flame because a guy wished for it. But since they wanted people in the audience to root for the true villain, they tried to gaslight us into thinking that she was in the right all along. You know, at the least Charlie was meant to be flawed and the show never once said that she was doing the right thing. You know, just saying, why keep clowning on her when Asha's right behind the corner? Magnifico... Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Can anybody hear me? Up on the shelf, can you hear me? Great, okay. So, hello? Post-production CB here. And it seems like I have accidentally omitted a detail here. Asha actually suggests that Magnifico would return the wishes that he intends not to grant so that the people of Rosas could pursue them themselves. The reason I forgot about it is that, well, the movie itself doesn't really focus that much on it. But it is still really interesting to think about because it is the kernel of a great idea. It makes Asha a little more empathetic. She doesn't just want every wish to be granted. She wants the wishes that can't be granted to just be given back so that people can work for it. But the reason why I feel like it still doesn't work is because Magnifico literally tells us that it can't work. Literally, like, it's his next line of dialogue. He says that the people of Rosas given the wish willingly because they think that the journey is too hard and they can't do it themselves. And that is a pretty valid argument. I mean, some of these wishes are literally just hug people, it's not that hard, but we can't blame Magnifico for that. The people of Rosas give the wishes to Magnifico because they believe that wish can't be granted without his help. So what would be the point of giving them back to pursue them themselves, if the only reason they give them to Magnifico is that they can't pursue them themselves? Nothing really changes at the end of the day, the wish would still be left ungranted. The reason I'm saying this is because after I recorded that segment, actually after I recorded like a big part of the video, I almost finished it, I did stumble upon a few people that used that argument to defend that scene from the movie. No, not the movie itself, just that one scene. The movie itself still sucked, just that one scene that wasn't not bad. In particular, I want to mention the YouTuber Geeky Wonder Wiki, who did a whole ass rewrite of the movie, and did a really great job, I might add. You should definitely go watch it, it's really great. But she also did mention that she thought Asha's motivation was really good, if poorly executed. Mentioning this argument in particular as to why that is, along with a couple other reasons I didn't fully understand, but you know, it's her own opinion, we're not gonna debate that. And I do appreciate the commitment in not shitting on everything in this movie and judging it appropriately. I also think that even if you judge it appropriately, this argument doesn't really stand out that well. It probably would have worked if Magnifico ignored Asha's comment on giving the wishes back, and instead of giving an explanation, he just completely changed the argument and talked about something else. That way, it sounds like Asha made a really valid argument that Magnifico just decided to ignore so that he could keep being in charge. But instead, he does give a reason as to why he can't give the wishes back. Which was probably meant to be a half-assed reason, but I don't know, it didn't really seem to me like that. I'm not trying to take away anything from Geeky here, her opinion is valid, and she did a really good rewrite, so I assume she knows what she's doing. It's just that from my point of view, this argument doesn't really change all that much. Asha still sounds like a spoiled brat who got mad at the king for his completely justifiable actions. Okay, sorry for this little detour, I just had to address this real quick, and also shout out to Geeky Wonder Wiki for her awesome rewrite of the movie. She even managed to make I'm a Star into a good song, which, as you will see later, that's a pretty impressive feat. Okay, that's it. We can go back to the video now. Magnifico grants this random ass girl's wish, tells Asha to go fuck herself, and sends her home to the grandpa. Asha then proceeds to tell the grandpa about what happened, and he's clearly upset, but he understands that maybe it was for the best. Unlike his granddaughter, who's trying to convince him that Magnifico's wrong, and at this point the grandpa's just, alright kid, I'm done with your bullshit, go jump off a ditch or something. Asha is distraught after that event. Seeing her beloved grandpa taking the king's side rather than hers is a really hard blow for her. Maybe she can take it as a lesson and think about what she's done.
That bitch is halfway down the street. Is she? Oh, she's dancing. No.
Yep, now it's time for the I Want song. And it sucks. We basically looked at all the requirements needed to make a good I Want song and did the exact opposite. Every other I Want song in Disney's roster do a great job at introducing the character's goals and dreams. You know, as an I Want song should do. Ariel wants to learn about the humans enjoying them on land, as seen in Part of Your World. Quasimodo wants to know what life outside of Notre Dame feels like and experience it for even just one day, as seen in Out There. Simba just can't wait to be king, as seen in I Just Can't Wait to Be King. Asha wants to, and I quote, have something more for us than this. Geez, really? Usually people want less than what they already have. I can't believe she wants more. That's insane! But this song's suckiness runs deeper than that. Everyone has already complained about the throw caution at every warning sign lyric, because it's stupid and makes no sense, but the rest of the lyrics are also really terrible. I may be young, but I know I'm not wrong. When I speak, they tell me sit down, but I can hide when I already started running. If knowing what it could be is what drives me, then let me be the first to stand in line. These lines are already bad enough, but trust me, the list goes on. And these are all the bad things I could say about the song without taking into account the terrible context surrounding it, which I'm not gonna talk about since I already did that earlier in the segment. But as you can imagine, a song about wanting every wish to be granted regardless of the repercussion is not gonna be a favorite of mine. This wish is a disgrace to all I Want song in the history of Disney, movie, musical theater, musical movies, and everything that revolves around music. But sad to say, it's this disaster of song that attracted some other character. And with a flashing light, a trepid wind, and the title of the Grandpa sex tape,
Can you feel that?
down from the heavens came down Luma. Star. Famously, a shape-shifting star boy was supposed to fall in love with Asha, until they rewrote the movie to make it boring, and now he's in the new Mario movie. Look, there he is, along with his approximately 500 billion brothers. Now, I don't think I have to tell you how much that sucks. No, not the Mario Galaxy movie. I mean, depending on how you look at it, also the Mario Galaxy movie, but I thought it was good. Bottom line is, the star sucks. But, if you take the Luma away from the Luma ripoff, you get nothing. The amount of potential this thing had, all wasted. I'm not just talking about the Starboy thing, the generic plush mascot that allowed creative potential too. There's just so much they could have done with his magic powers. My favorite Disney Renaissance movie is Aladdin, simply because of the creative distances they go with the genie. Just look at what he did in Friend Like Me. Spawn 40 thieves like a deck of cards, teleports inside Aladdin just to beat the shit out of them, teleports into a boxing ring, turns into a rocket, does this goofy face, rubs his own lamp, makes a restaurant from thin air, turns himself into the fucking chicken, and this isn't even the end of the first chorus. They could have done something similar with Luma over here, but instead they limit themselves to making chickens dance and making animals talk. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Luma, I wish him back.
Oh, thank what? That was terrible. I was being sacrificed to some gods by a bunch of ferrets and one of them had a feet fetish. It was horrible.
Yeah, we wouldn't want anything horrible happening to you. In conclusion, Luma is a nothing burger of a character whose only notable feat is giving Valentino freedom of speech, which he didn't deserve, because from now on he continues to say unfunny quips, do butt jokes at the most inappropriate times, and have no good qualities aside from being voiced by Alan Tudyk, who is an amazingly talented actor and does not deserve to be here. Anyway, Luma makes a bunch of animals talk, and Asha is confused. How did she call down a star? And why is it here? And the animals decide to answer her questions through song. Oh boy. Let me put this gently. This is the worst song of the movie by far, and honestly one of the worst in any musical ever. It's nothing. It's a bunch of nonsense stringed together by a common thread of inexistent quality, where the only genuine compliment I can give it is that James Monroe Iglehart has one line as this random ass bear. I mean, it starts off pretty decently, introducing us to a lot of philosophical questions on natures and the flowers that are apparently talented writers, but I can look past it. So far, the song is fine. But as soon as you introduce us to these interesting plot experiences that I would have loved to have an answer to, it proceeds to give us no response other than "You're a star." which not only doesn't answer a question she made earlier, but also doesn't relate to anything you guys said. And it keeps going and going, saying the most nonsensical things with no rhyme or reason as if they didn't know how to write an actual song. When it comes to the universe, we're all shareholders. Get that for your system, Solar! We are our own origin story. When you see the mushrooms, you'll understand. Well, what does that even mean? Do we need to get high in order to understand the song? Is that what you're trying to say? And we didn't even get to the worst lyric. Watch out, world, here I are. Even if you're not a native English speaker and you only studied it for about a minute, you know pretty damn well that here I are is not grammatically correct in any universe. You'll need a genius to tell you that. I can't take it anymore, I need some good music. That's better. After the end of this medieval torture, Asha explains everything about Magnifico and his terrible decision of not granting wishes. So Luma naturally decides to steal them.
They don't belong to him, do they?
Yes, they do. The people who made the wishes willingly gave them to him, and therefore they're very much his. But whatever, it's not important. I guess we're doing a heist movie. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, the Queen compliments Magnifico about the light from earlier. Like that, he didn't make. He fears that it might be some sort of evil magic threatening the people of Rosas, and he starts thinking of a way to stop it. Will he find it? The answer to the question will be revealed after the commercial. Sup broskies, I'm Logan Paul, and I've heard you're really fond of my popular drink, Prime. Well, hold on to your seats, cause Prime is all in the past now. Presenting Magnifico Prime. What's different? Well, I'm glad you asked. This new drink is filled with 10 times more chemicals, 10 times more sugar, and a whole new dose of hydrochloric acid. What do you think of that, Burrito? Burrito?
He died after tasting it, man.
Will you be as unlucky as Burrito? Find out by trying a sip of our brand new Magnifico Prime. And for the next 2 weeks, those who will call the number on the screen will receive a free corpse to play with. I found this one in the forest. Magnifico Prime. It's to die for. So in order to get to the wishes, Asha needs to get through her friend in possibly one of the dumbest scenes in cinema. Asha asks Willow if there's maybe some way to enter the king's office, because she's definitely gonna tell you. It's not like she's gonna get fired if anyone finds out. Yeah, I couldn't find any footage of her saying that, but yeah, she literally tells her everything. Willow, did your friend make this movie? Because it's an abomination. Suddenly, Colonel Sanders is walking towards the room where Luma and Valentino are hidden to feed the chickens. Asha tries to steer him away, but that just makes him sad because chickens are his whole personality and they might cut him out of the movie. And at this point, Asha has no choice but to tell them the truth. So she opens the door to reveal Team Chaotix from Sonic the Hedgehog, who shot everyone in the face and got crowned the new kings of Rosas. JK, it's just a bunch of dancing chickens. Would've been cool though. Better than the chickens. Anyway, the jig is up. Luma's cover was blown and everyone is just fine with it. The only one who has a problem with Luma's existence is Burrito. Everyone else is just, oh cool, a star. You know what? I take back what I said earlier. Even Amity's Abomination are more presentable than this. Asha explains their plan of just stealing the wishes from Magnifico because he's apparently a meathead and even tasked them with distracting Magnifico. What a good friend. Speaking of Magnifico, he has come to make an announcement. He feels a great disturbance in the force, a magic more powerful than his, and a possible threat to Rosas. He might tell him I know something about said magic to report it as soon as possible, so that the responsible can be brought to justice. That's all, folks. Or it would be if Willow didn't stall him to give Asha more time to steal everything. She wants to know what problems this possible threat could cause to the wishes. You know, other than the one Asha's already causing by breaking and entering. Magnifico answers that the wishes are safe. And that somehow spawns a whole ass horde of questions regarding the wishes. Not even questions regarding what would happen if the threat finds them, or what will Magnifico do to keep them safe. No, the questions are about why can't we see the wishes? Why do we forget about them? Questions that they could have easily asked earlier, except none of them did, and none of them had a problem with it until now. So to calm the fire, Magnifico decides to higher the stakes. Whoever will report the culprit will get his wish granted. And then he storms off and starts singing. Not just any song, the song. If there's only one thing you know about this movie, it's definitely this one. Every person on Earth has complained about it, and how it's genuinely horrible. And they're right. Oh come on, what side are you on? Well, yours, but that doesn't mean I don't have to recognize when my team is losing points. And currently the scoreboard is back to 0. Listen, you don't get to talk. If he's at 0, then you owe me points, mister. That's where all the balls of gas come from. I don't think I have to sell you on how bad This Is the Things I Get is. It's cringy, it's repetitive, and it has so many weird lyrics that it's basically impossible to count. But you're the dishonorable mention just because. I'll let you live it for free, and I don't even charge you rent. Peep the name, I'm magnificent. Are you sure that you're not the prop? Okay, seriously, what was that about the prop? Listen, I'm not good with improv. Honestly, This Is the Things I Get is the thing that sounds the least like a villain song. Mr. Magnifico's turn to the dark side. By a magical book. Yes, this is our grand return to pure evil villains. And the worst part is, everyone knows it's the book that made him evil. But they do nothing about it. Just try to undo the book. There's magic in this world, just make Luma overrule the book or some shit. It's not his fault if he's like this, he just wanted to protect his home and now the book rests with his mind. Just find out how to free him from this prison and everything's solved. Just undo the fucking book! Well, you try to do it if you're so... Luma, I wish for you to undo the book. What have I done? I'm a monster. So are you, but still. You'll get over it, bud. You'll get over it. Anyway, Asha now has to leave because the evil king almost blew up her cover. But she did manage to get the grandpa's wish and show it to the grandpa, who sort of like puts it inside him, I guess. But oh no! Someone betrayed Asha, and now Magnifico has come to destroy the mother's wish. Basically, the Magnifico from before is dead. Now he became a villain straight from the worst episode of Courage Cowardly Dog. But as soon as he's gonna kill our protagonist, Luma distracts Magnifico enough for Asha to defeat him with the power of a bookshelf. You're starting to see why this is a shit movie, right? So after Asha and the family run away, and after she has a random emotional breakdown about being a terrible person that she resolves in seconds, Asha is ready to enact her next step to her evil plan. Overthrow the government. Yep, you heard me. Buckle up. All those poor unfortunate souls, crushed to satisfy my ego. I mean, to be fair, they kinda deserved it. Destroyed just to satiate my hunger. I'm a monster. I belong here. It wasn't your fault, it was the book. I belong here. Yes, you do. You're not helping. Look, it's not like anything you're gonna say is gonna make him feel better, so you might as well just keep going with your little thing. Fine. So, Asha is hiding from an insane Magnifico who destroyed a couple more wishes. All those 4 wishes! Yeah, and is currently hosting a wishing ceremony to reward this snitch who told them about Asha. And that snitch turns out to be none other than Logan Paul. Wow, I'm so invested in this. What a riveting plot twist.
Gasp! Grinned 4 turned her in, oh no!
Okay, fuck Bacon Guy and his constant bigotry, but you gotta admit that was funny. So when Magnifico granted Logan Paul's wish of just talking up to him professionally, he snitched on the rest of the Gangrene Gang, or whatever their names are. It's supposed to be a huge betrayal, but it's not, because Asha deserved it, and so did the other guys for knowing about our plan of anarchy and not doing anything about it. Anyway, Asha noticed something crucial, fundamental to set her plan in motion. The Queen is sad. Why is that important? Because you see, if the Queen is sad, we should send a talking mouse to her. Yeah, seems legit. Now Asha and the 6 just have to hide somewhere and get ready for the best joke you've ever heard. Valentino scratches his ass on a trapdoor and accidentally opens it. Asha says, "Nice job, Valentino, you found it." And Valentino responds with, "No, my butt found it." Isn't that the funniest thing you've ever heard? Aren't you laughing so hard right now? Isn't Valentino the funniest character in all of Disney? Okay, now you're just being mean. Okay, now you're just being mean. Oh, please, you seem to know a thing or two about butts, so how about you kiss mine, you stupid ass? So the backyardigans were wondering what the fuck is going on, and if they should even trust Asha. The answer is no, but she's obviously not gonna tell them that. She wants to tell them their version of the truth. And what better way to do it than with a song? What's that? Literally any other way? Well, too bad, here's a song. This one, it exists. It's not good, but it's better than the rest of the songs on the list. The only thing I don't like about it is this line right here. Wait till they hear our feet go dun 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 dun, yeah. That's not a foot. That sounds like one of the scrap fox noises from What Does the Fox Say? What does the fox say? Dun 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 dun. Yeah! Dun 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 dun. Yeah! Dun 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 dun. Yeah! What the? But yeah, other than that, this song is basically white noise. There's nothing to get mad at, really. Oh, look at that, it's the Queen. Wait a minute. The Queen? The Queen is joining the rebellion? She knows it was just a book. She knows that her husband is being controlled by the book. And she's still ready to destroy his reign? She's part of the reign. You're fighting against yourself. I could get behind the friends joining the rebellion. They've known Asha since childhood and are already established to be dumbasses. So it makes sense. But the Queen? She knows that he's actually a good guy. You live with him all your life and you're even aware of what's making him act this way. But no, a mouse came to talk her and suddenly she's seen too many bad things that she just can't keep count. Also known as opening a gosh darn motherfucking book! I cannot stress this enough, there is magic in this world. I'm sure some of it can be used to undo the fucking book! And the worst thing is, there's still another chapter to go through. So, the Legion of Mental Illness has a plan to stop Magnifico's evil scheme. You see your rotations out there with my claw hand? That means it's not evil. The plan is to send Asha to distract Magnifico while Team Brain Damage opens the roof to release all the wishes. Yes, the roof can open. No, they never explain how that works. Luma gives Asha a wand, no information on how to use it, and makes her send a fireworks show to distract Magnifico. Meanwhile, the Queen and Willow are checking the book out and saying nonsense.
Like a recipe book for the foul and the savage.
Gee, Squidward, maybe Santa will bring me a dictionary so I can understand what you just said.
Okay, but I do have to say, after revisiting the footage once again, they do state that the book spell is apparently too powerful for any magic to possibly break it. So I guess they couldn't undo the book like I wanted them to. Great! But why do I have a problem with that? Well, because the Queen, and basically everyone else, were already on board with this whole operation long before they found out about him not being able to be freed from this state of mind. So it just feels like one of the writers realized about this plot hole they created for themselves and decided to add this little detail at the end to fix everything. It's a last-minute decision, and you can tell. Especially since, guess what? It failed anyway, because Luma's magic is stated to be more powerful than anything Magnifico has ever seen before. That's literally why he opened the book, because it was so powerful and he wanted to at least have a chance to contrast it in case it was dangerous for the people of Rosas. Maybe his magic is powerful enough for the book. It's not guaranteed to work, but I'm just saying, if I was them I would have at least tried it instead of immediately going, well, he's already down with the government. Anyway, after an embarrassing chase scene due to Luma not explaining anything about how to use the wand, Asha lures Magnifico away from his castle just in time for the anarchist rangers to jump up the balcony, almost killing themselves, to release the wishes. They won! Except that they didn't. Because that wasn't Magnifico. That was actually Vector from Team Chaotix, who shot Asha in the face with both direction and magnitude. As Charmy and Espio raided the castle and slaughtered all of Asha's friends, who am I kidding, it's Logan Paul. This movie can't have anything cool, why would it have the Chaotix in it? Well, because they're dope. I know they're dope, that's why they don't want to be associated with you! Logan Paul was behind this all along. He was sent by Magnifico to distract Asha as he kills the friends and traps the wishes once again. But when he's about to kill Asha, he gets mauled by the James Bond raw eagle Heartbeard from earlier. Remember the one from the song?
Singing love songs in my school lounge.
No, not that one, the other one. Our dumb protagonist rushed to stop the mindless dictator ever from doing his evil thing. But when she arrived, Magnifico has already trapped Luma in a ball of magic and chained people to the ground with Soup Doop Goop. The third one! Yeah, that's the extent of his magic. Just chain people to the ground. Oh, my bad. Chain people to the ground and quote things in the wrongest way possible.
Mirrors, mirrors on the wall. Who is the handsomest? Me!
Yeah, in hindsight, I really butchered that line. You think? All hope seems lost until Asha starts singing. What? That's it? That the villain gets destroyed by singing? You know everyone had a problem with that being the ending to Aspen Hotel Season 2? Sure, I can see what the complaint was with that. But there, they used angelic magic to destroy the bomb. They didn't just sing to it and hope everything could solve itself. The singing was just there in the background. Here, it's quite literally the weapon they used to destroy it. None of these guys have angelic powers. The only ones who have powers of any kinds are Magnifico and Luma. One is the villain you're defeating by singing, and the other one is trapped in a stick. But guess what? Now singing to the evil aggressor is enough to release all the Lumas from the staff, put Magnifico in its place, and unchain everyone from the ground. That's all it took. The powerful sorcerer was killed by a bunch of well-sung lyrics. Oh, and in case you were wondering, the song in question is a reprise of the I Want song from earlier. Kinda lame, but not as bad as the rest of the soundtrack. So after the mighty evil sorcerer got trapped inside a huge stick with the power of song structure, the queen sends him to the dungeon where he's forced to live for the rest of his life. I don't want to make another argument about he's not actually evil and it's just a damn book and rada. Let's just accept that she wanted an excuse to dump him and go on our merry way. Especially because now there's the only scene from this movie I like, albeit ironically. So, get this. Logan Paul comes back to the kingdom after somehow surviving the bear. Obviously everyone else is pissed because he turned on them, although they kinda deserved it, but still. So how does he gain their trust? With a YouTuber apology.
I'm so sorry. I don't expect you to forgive me.
And I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize.
You get why I named him Logan Paul, right? This guy joined an evil tyrant, almost killed everyone, all because he wanted to become a royal guard. And got away with it with a simple sorry, I didn't know what came over me, ooh woo.
And I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize.
And the actor's line delivery just makes it better. What's his name? Who voiced him? Evan Peters. Evan Peters' delivery makes it better. I like to think that he could have made it sound genuine, but I decided to make it sound like it was fake crying just for the sake of the bit. Good job, Evan Peters. You gave this movie something worth mentioning. The epilogue is just boring stuff happening. The grandpa finally plays the lute. The queen is revealed to be in charge of wishes, until she actually isn't, because Luma gives the wand back to Asha. So why is the queen here? Was her job talking to people about the wishes, or is there something I missed? Also, why are you giving Asha the job of granting everyone's wishes? She knows nothing about magic, and you never even tried to teach her anything about it. You just gave her one and abandoned her there. And with the terrible implications of a world where Asha is the ruler and a random fireworks show for no reason, the people of Roses live, supposedly, happily ever after. Until Teen Chaotix! Wish is a bad movie. I don't think I have to debate anyone on that. Wasted potential, terrible execution, and the funniest thing is that there are college majors on YouTube who managed to make something way better than this in every way possible. There's just no use in denying it. This movie sucks. But does it deserve to be called insulting? I mean, it's not the worst Disney movie. Trust me, I'm doing a big marathon of all of them. I've seen some shit. But despite that, I still feel like it's the most insulting because it's the one that killed Disney for most people. Obviously, a lot of the reason people resent the studio now is because of their corporate overlords becoming greedier and greedier by the second. But even the people that can't tell the difference between Disney the mega corporation and Walt Disney Animation Studio still tend to view this movie as the final nail in a coffin that's, in my opinion, far from being closed just yet. Sure, it's pretty hard to believe anything I'm saying right now, what with this being the movie they released to celebrate their 100 years, and Strange World and Moana 2 releasing very close to it, and also the trailer for the new film Max being a little eh. But I'd like to remind you that 2 years before this atrocity, the same studio made Encanto, a film that already gets massive points for having Stephanie Beatriz, literally the single best human being God has ever put on this earth. But if that wasn't enough, it even went as far as giving us stellar musical numbers, insanely creative visuals, and the most accurate representation of an abusive family in any Disney film ever. And even more recently, the same studio gave us Zootopia 2, an exceptional sequel to an already great movie that even succeeds where this movie failed by giving us the first great Disney villain in years, even if, yet again, under the common Swiss villain trope. These last few years have not been very good to the studio, it's true. But despite that, the magic of Disney is still there, and it's just waiting to come back as strong as ever, making us laugh and dream just like it used to do once upon a time. At least, that's what I think. But with this film existing, you can assume it's not really shared view. Maybe one day, people will love Disney again, like I still love it today. But until then, I will despise Wish 2023 for what it made of my beloved Walt Disney Animation Studio. Okay, so here's what I got from that. Blah 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 Disney, blah 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 song bad, blah 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 insults, blah 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 you suck. Okay, that's it. Luma, I wish for Valentino to abstract. Oh, wait! Yeah, and maybe exile him somewhere else. And last but not least, I wish for Magnifico to be freed from his prison. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. No need to thank me. Actually, yes, there is need to thank me. Say that again. Thank you. You're welcome. And that's it with today's video. I sincerely hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. This was all from the Charlie Brownies, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Good night, everybody! Now, how the hell do I get out? There is no way out. Your only hope is the sweet embrace of Mother Death. I'm just messing with you. Hold on, I'll take a sec. What?